Hi, welcome back to Caroline's Chemistry. In this video, we're tackling another one of those quick calculation skills GCSE examiners love to throw in, percentage by mass. It's a simple formula once you know how to set it up, but loads of people drop marks by rushing or forgetting how to use the formula mass properly. I'll show you exactly how to work it out, what to look for in the question, and how to avoid the mistakes that mark schemes always flag up. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and let's get this sorted. So let's start off with the formula that we need in order to calculate percentage by mass. So percentage by mass, what we're looking at saying is how much of our entire thing is made up of one particular thing. So for example, if we have water, how much of the water as a percentage is oxygen? Or how much of the water as a percentage is hydrogen? So in order to work that out, we take the total mass of all the atoms of that element in the formula. So if the formula is H2O, water, we take all of the atoms of the hydrogen or the oxygen, depending on what it is we're trying to find out. And then we're going to divide that by the MR of the entire thing, so the total MR of the water, and then times by 100. And that gives you it as a percentage. Right, so we're starting off with how much oxygen we have. Oxygen is 16, that's off the periodic table. And we have 4 of those, so we're going to do 4 times 16. Divide that by the MR of the entire thing. So there we have 2 hydrogens, so 2 times 1, plus the 32, the sulfur, 1 sulfur, plus the 4 oxygens, 4 times 16. This is a percentage, so we're going to times it all by 100. Now, careful as you put this in, put it in brackets. Do 4 times 16, press equals. Divide that by, and then put the whole of this in brackets. That should give us 65.3%. Check if that answer, or the question, is asking for a specific number of decimal places or significant figures. For the second one, starting off with 2 lots of the aluminium, so 2 lots of 27. Divide that by the MR of the entire thing, which is the 2 lots of 27, added to the 3 oxygens, 3 times 16. Again, this is a percentage, so let's times it by 100. That should give us 36% as our overall answer. So now it's your turn. Now you've seen us have a go at a couple. See how far you can get with these ones. Get yourself a periodic table, a calculator, and have a go at writing your answers to these, showing all of your workings. If you need a bit more time, hit pause and then come back when you're ready to go through the answers together. Remember the brackets. So if you have brackets, the small number outside of the brackets multiplies everything inside the brackets by that number. Okay, so here are your answers. Now you do need to bear in mind the question might specify a certain number of decimal places or significant figures. Now for the first one, we are asked for the mass of sodium in the sodium carbonate. There you have 2 sodiums, that's where the 2 times 23 comes from on the top line. And then it's the MR of the entire sodium carbonate on the bottom. So the 2 sodiums, 2 lots of 23, the 1 carbon, the 12, and the 3 oxygens, 3 lots of 16. Just to point out with the other 2 what's happening with those brackets. So for the second one, the mass of oxygen and calcium hydroxide, the 2 outside of the brackets multiplies that O and the H by 2. So we therefore have 2 oxygens, 2 lots of 16, divided by the MR of the entire thing, so that's 40, the 1 calcium, the 2 oxygens, the 2 16s, and 2 hydrogens, 2 lots of 1. And then finally, the third one, the 3 outside the brackets times is the entire SO4 by 3. So to find the mass of sulfur as a percentage in aluminium sulfate, we therefore have 3 sulfurs, so 3 lots of 32. Divided by the MR of the entire thing, we have 2 aluminiums, 2 times 27, 3 sulfurs, 3 lots of 32, and for the oxygen, you have to do the 4 oxygen inside the brackets times by the 3 outside the brackets. So there we have 12 oxygens, 12 times 16. So here are some common mistakes that I see as a former teacher tutor, and when I was examining as well. So remember to use the exact numbers off the periodic table. Now, depending on whether you are studying GCSE or A-level, they could be different. At GCSE, they're often whole numbers, but at A-level, often they're given to one decimal place. So don't try and just use your memory, look them up off the periodic table. Remember what brackets means? As we just went through in the answers, you need to multiply everything inside the brackets with the number outside of the brackets. And then, third one, most importantly, show your workings. This is not maths, which means your numbers have meaning. They mean something. We as examiners need to be able to see your whole line of thought. So make sure you write every step down clearly. And then also finally, learn how to use your calculator properly. Don't try and put everything in one go, because it increases the risk of getting a calculator error, even though your workings might be perfectly correct. Get used to being friends with brackets or pressing equals a lot, so that you're not asking your calculator to do everything in one go. Thanks so much for watching, and hit subscribe now so you don't miss out on any of the new GCSE and A-level chemistry videos that I publish every single week to help you get through your exam